Grasslands premium beef, as nature intended, is produced from free-range cattle that have been raised on natural pastures, where they're able to roam and graze in a stress-free environment for their entire lives. All Grasslands premium beef is free of antibiotics and artificial hormones. Grasslands premium beef is underpinned by the MSA grading system to guarantee tender, juicy beef. Okay, we're going to make a delicious tagine here. If you're not familiar with tagine, basically tagine is the name of the dish. Now it's a traditional clay pot dish from northern Africa, or more specifically Morocco and Tunisia. Now the benefits of cooking in the tagine are that you can use a secondary cut of meat or a non-primal cut, and what happens is, because of the shape of the tagine and the slow cooking action you get from the ceramic, it causes a cylindrical effect that actually helps to tenderise those cuts of meat. We're just going to dice off some onion roughly, or some aromats. Trying to get it all about the same size. Then we're going to add in some garlic. Now, just going to bruise this garlic to open up the flavours so that the flavour can come out and into our dish. So just peel the skin off like that. It should just fall off after you've given it a bit of a tickle with your knife. We're just going to drop the knife through there like that too. Big chunks of garlic aren't too bad when you're cooking a slow cook or a ragu. Now, tagine's very different to most casseroles. Most casseroles you'll see us sautéing off the beef, searing off the beef, and then making our dish up from there. But traditionally speaking, using a clay vessel doesn't give you the opportunity to sear off. So Moroccans wouldn't normally sear off their beef, so I'm going to stick with tradition today, and I'm not going to sear off mine either. Now, into this tagine we're going to put our onion, garlic, and we've got some diced tomato there, all in the pan, and get that slowly ticking along. Now to that, we're going to add some lovely figs and also some dates. Get the pitted dates, because the last thing you want to be doing is battling with the stone in there, and just give them a rough chop. You don't have to be too perfect there with these, because they're going to break down and add a really lovely sweetness to the dish. What you enjoy, and sticking to that. Now I've got a whole piece of chuck roll here, but when cooking slow cooked dishes like tagines, casseroles, that sort of thing, I always try to specify to use one primal. If you use a couple of different cuts, or if you buy in diced beef, what you're going to have is several different cuts of beef all sort of mixed together. Now they'll cook at different rates and different times, and you might not get as good an end product. Whereas this way, we're using the chuck roll exclusively. It's going to cook at the same rate. It's all going to have the same amount of fibres and the same amount of marbling all the way through. So we're going to get a much improved, consistent product. Now, just tossing that in as well. It's nice and easy, this dish, because you don't really have to muck about too much. And the wonderful thing about it is it presents so beautifully in the tagine ceramic mould that you can kind of do whatever you like, and it still presents beautifully. Now pop those in there as well. I just took out that excess fat. Going to give it a good seasoning. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. And we're going to use a pre-bought tagine spice here, which is a lovely collection of cumin, paprika, coriander seed, all in one. The secret ingredient to tagine, to make it the unique Moroccan flavour, is you're going to need some preserved lemon. Basically, preserved lemon is a lemon that's been packed in salt and lemon juice for between 6 and 12 months. The part of the lemon we want to use is just the skin, so with your knife just whip out that fleshy bit there and toss that away. That's not good for anything. And then we're just going to dice or finely slice the rind or the skin of the lemon. Just like so. We're just going to pop that in as well. And what that's going to do, it's going to create a really unique sort of lemony flavour, but it's also going to help cut through any fattiness you get from using a non-primal cut. Pop that in there like that. And then all we're going to add is some water. A lot of recipes will call for stock, but in Morocco, they more than commonly use water for this sort of dish. A little bit of capsicum in there as well. And once that's in, we'll pop the lid on, a lovely cylindrical lid. We'll put the heat on about half to medium, and once we've got that heat on, basically we're going to cook it nice and slowly, just gurgling away for probably about an hour to an hour and a half. Now, just to finish that off, what we're going to do, I'm just going to slice up some almonds, and that'll give it a lovely texture. And we're just going to chop over some fresh coriander leaf as well, which gives it a lovely perfume and vibrancy. You can certainly plate that up and serve it with some couscous that I cooked off just before, like so. And a bit of your tagine just off to the side like that. It's a lovely easy dish to make. It's really hearty, delicious rich beef tagine made with our chuck roll.